Well, we are down to the finalists in the redesign of the City of Boise flag, and response on social media has been overall kind of unimpressed, to put it mildly. Lots of folks saying they don't like any of the choices. They don't really represent Boise. But joining us now to talk about this, the mayor of Boise, Lauren McLean. Mayor, thank you for being here so early. So we're going to talk about next steps sort of in a second. First, did the response to these final lists surprise you?
Yeah, you know, Justin, it did in a way, because all of these flags that were submitted by Boiseans.
Yeah.
Kids, young adults, folks of all ages with great stories about how much they love this city, and they put their heart and soul into the designs.
So first, let's take a look at one of the flags that really inspired the redesign. You told me Pocatello's flag, Pocatello, Idaho. You can see this looks very different from, say, like a state flag that the current City of Boise flag actually looks like. Simple, no wording, a few basic colors. There's actually a little line representing the river down at the bottom. And then here were the guidelines for the flag submissions. So simplicity, meaningful symbolism. I think I have a graphic there for this. There we go. Meaningful symbolism, 2 to 3 basic colors, no lettering or seals, and distinctiveness. Mayor, why did you have these as the guidelines?
Sure, we came up with the guidelines based on best practices for city flags, flags in general, and also heard from over 3,000 Boiseans on what was important to them. We heard that foothills, the river, and then nature and trees were key. And so we used those guidelines in the survey that we received.
And then here are the final 4 designs that all hit those guidelines. As you can see, we just talked about, artists talked about the colors representing the trees, river, foothills, the star representing the capital city, syringa flower representing the state. What did the selection committee like about these flags, Mayor?
You know, I got to thank the selection committee, because they too put so much heart and soul into this work. And they came up with a ranking system of various different flags based on the colors and symbolisms. And as you'll see, a lot of applicants actually used some sort of syringa to represent the fact that we're the state capital. The star does the same. And in each of these, you see symbolism for the foothills, our nature and trees, and our river.
Yeah. And then also, I think you brought sort of an explanation of one of those flags. Did you want to read that?
Yeah,
or sort of go
you know what? I'm gonna save that for the very end.
Okay. All righty. But response has been, again, unimpressed. There's even a petition out there for you to sort of restart the process, or for the public to review all of the submissions. Are there any plans to go back through all that, or what do you do next here now?
Sure. You know, what I learned in all of this is that we are so passionate about our city and the things that reflect our city. And I've always said that, you know, I am going to listen to the public, take feedback, especially when it's constructive, and have decided that rather than going back or going with more, we're going to stick with the flag that we have.
Oh, really?
Yes, we are. And ultimately, it's because the public's been clear that these didn't necessarily work for them, that they love our city deeply. And I think the best thing to do right now is to stick with the one we've got. But I do want to, and this is one of the things that I loved about this process, is we heard so much from Boiseans about how much they love our city. And one of these flags, each of these applicants, young people, old, everybody in between, explained why they drew what they drew. And in this one, the one that had the circle, it said the circle symbolizes community, and I believe our community is the best part of living in this city. The blue represented the river that provides year-round activity, and the white represented hope and optimism, because the future of our city is bright. So I want to thank everybody that was involved in this process, the thousands of folks that shared their ideas on Boise, and look forward to whatever might be next, but grateful for the passion that this instilled in Boiseans once again.
A lot of passion out there, yeah. So I think we have a picture or graphic as well of the current flag there for the city of Boise. So again, sort of breaking news this morning. You're just going to stick with that flag.
We're going to stick with that flag.
It's not only the city's flag, but the flag for the people of the city of Boise.
People of the city of Boise.
Mayor, thank you so much for breaking that this morning. We got more Wake Up Idaho after this.